Offensive coordinator Matt Limegrover joins us now. And Coach, you've been with Jerry Kill for a dozen years, so you've seen a lot of these turnarounds. Aside from having a really good staff, what makes him so good at this?
I just think he's got a great knack for reading kids and understanding situations that he's coming into. Because every one we've been part of, it's been something different. There's been different challenges, and I think his ability to read people and to motivate them has really been a huge factor. And like you said, I think us being able to come as a group has definitely helped because there's a continuity. We all just know where to fit and what to do right from day one, and I think that helps speed the process up quite a bit.
Coach, a lot of offenses are easy to label. Spread, West Coast, pro attack. Yours not so easy to label. How would you describe your offense?
Spread, West Coast. I don't know. I guess we've got some hybrid elements. We just look and say what fits our kids the best, what fits what we can recruit to, and I think that's a big part of what we try and do. We don't go full-fledged into one area or another, but I think the big thing that people may not understand is that me being the offensive coordinator and the offensive line coach is everything we do is built from the ground up. So we may window dress something like crazy, but for those guys up front, it's a zone read, whether we're doing it out of the pistol or the gun, spread out, two tight ends. Those guys up front, it's fairly simple for them because our basic philosophy is if they can't get it done, we ain't getting it done. So we just say, what can we do to window dress and to make this as multi-dimensional as we can, keeping it as simple as we can, particularly for the guys up front.
Coach, and you touched on it, being the offensive coordinator and the offensive line coach, something that's really different when you look at college football and how staffs are designed. How is that an advantage for you, and how do you see the game differently?
Well, I don't know if it's an advantage, but I will say this is I think that there may be offensive staffs where it's as democratic as ours is, but there's probably none that's more. Everybody has a lot of input. I know my limitations, and I understand my strengths, and I think every guy on the staff does, and we get in there, and it isn't me sitting there saying, here's what I want to do this week. Ultimately, someone's got to kind of put their foot down at the end of the day, but we have a lot of ideas flowing. I think that's why our offense has developed the way it has, is we throw something out there and say, hey, can this work for us? And it may come from Jim Zbrowski or from Brian Anderson or from Pat Poore, any of those guys, and we just work it and see if it fits. It's not a situation where I walk in on Monday afternoon and go, okay, here's what we're going to do in a run game, here's what we're going to do in pass game. Everybody just go do your thing all week. It's a constant process, and I think that's maybe what makes us a little bit, like I said, other staffs may be as democratic, but I don't think there's any that's more.
Coach, speaking about the offensive line, a bunch of really good-looking kids. Now, no pads today, so it was a little bit hard to get a feel for it. Tell us about the offensive line.
Well, we're young. We're really old, and then we're really young. We have 3 fifth-year kids that all have seen some playing time, have been in different roles throughout their careers. So first thing I did was I searched out those 3 kids and said, hey, until I tell you otherwise, you're going to be my center and 2 guards. You guys have known the lay of the land. You're the veterans. So I've really leaned on those 3 guys, Ryan Wynn, Chris Bunders, and Ryan Orton. And then the rest of it, it's kind of a mix and match. The previous staff did a nice job of recruiting offensive linemen. We brought in a good group of freshmen, and really now it's just a matter of seeing how the rest of those pieces fit.
Coach, Marquise Gray has been the quarterback in waiting here for a couple of years, played wide receiver, did a good job there. How has he grown since the first day you guys walked into the facility to where he is today? I know he still has a long way to go, but could you talk about his growth?
Sure. It's funny because I met some of the media people and they didn't even introduce myself. They asked me, hey, is Marquise Gray going to be your quarterback? That was my introduction to Minneapolis. But, the thing that has impressed us so much about him is that anybody can see that he's a wonderful athlete. Anybody can see that he's got a good arm, that someone can label him and go, boy, he should be an outstanding quarterback. I think the really impressive thing about Marquise is he's become such a student of the game. Our fear is at the beginning of spring was he was going to be the guy everybody thought was going to be the starting quarterback, and he wasn't going to be able to get us out of the huddle and get things communicated and to do the things we need a quarterback to do. But he diligently studied, put in the time, and not only was he our best quarterback from the physical attributes, but he was our best leader. He gave us the best chance to get into the right plays and really gave our offense the best chance to be productive playing and play out. So that's something that I've been very impressed with him, is his want to be a student of the game.
Quarterback was one of the big question marks when you came in. Another one was running the ball. You guys have had such success doing that through the years. They have not here over the last 4 years. What's the first step in getting the running game to where you want it to be?
I think probably what I referred to before, as far as don't overcomplicate it. You know, we only have so much time in the day, so work on the skills, work on the techniques that are going to help you be successful. You know, we basically run 3 run plays. We run an inside zone, we run a power, and we run a pin and pull, an outside play. But we run those, like I said, we window dress the heck out of them, run them from a million different formations, gun, pistol, under. But those tight ends and those offensive linemen and the H-back, those guys are doing those things over and over again. So I told those guys when I first met with the offensive line, I said, the one thing I can guarantee you is what we put in the first day of spring ball. Hopefully, knock on wood, fingers crossed, we're running in a bowl game on New Year's Day, you know. And my point was I wasn't making any grand claims, but I was saying this is what we're going to do. And I think that's a pretty simple formula, but it's been very successful for us in the past.
Certainly has been. Look forward to watching it this year as you bring it to the Big Ten. Matt Limegrover, offensive coordinator. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.